Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Today we're actually going to talk about Vechain's three big industries that they're actually in. Yes, I know they have Playtable and they have like all this other little stuff like dApps and stuff, but I consider that secondary to their three big industries that they can actually be in and dominate. And I think they have inroads to all three of these industries. First is obviously logistics. That's like with Walmart China. We know that that adoption is growing over 80 products on their VeChain. If you actually look at their burn from the Walmart China customer, their clauses have grown exponentially since May 12th, and they will continue probably to go up towards the end of the year, in the second half of this year. So logistics with Walmart China, obviously logistics with several other Chinese vendors, and also with like Oregon Blueberry owners and stuff like that with Chase Shield in Australia, with Food Gates, David Indira's with Fresh Foods. They're always pushing VeChain and with like real items. So logistics is number one. That obviously is kind of like their bread and butter, and that's what we all know VeChain for. They're going to keep pushing in that, and they have a lot of dominance in the Chinese market. And they're making pushes into like the European market as well, and the Norwegian market, so that Italian market is there as well. Obviously, Southeast Asia as well. And in the American market, they're trying to make some progress in terms of the logistics market. So that's number one. Number two is actually the medical market. We know that they've had a deal with some Japanese hospitals, a couple of Norwegian hospitals, and the most recent one, the Cyprus hospital, they're actually going to implement VeChain to track a lot of their patient records. So, and that's actually really huge. The medical industry is very huge. The numbers are like tremendous. I know it's like one hospital in the Mediterranean region, but it's like the biggest one in the Mediterranean, like in that area. And they actually have like 70,000 patients or something like that, which they're going to track records of. And they do plan to expand it to all their clinics and other hospitals in the region. Plus, they had like, since last year, the 400-bed hospital in Japan. So they're actually moving in the medical industry as well, doing like my care and stuff like that for cruise ships. And they're actually getting into like, especially since the COVID thing, they're getting into like patient ID tracking and stuff like that. That's a huge, huge industry. So that's another one we need to actually look for. And they're well into that industry. They probably have more partnerships than most blockchain firms actually in that industry, and they're making a lot of progress. Now, the third thing is, I think some people forgot about this, is actually sustainability. And we know we had the UN Carbon Project announced at the VeChain Summit, and this actually leads to this news today where VeChain has partnered with DMP Group for a clean environment. We actually reported about this last year with the Dye Nippon Printing Group, but that was kind of just a test or a pilot. And now they've actually gone further with a proof of concept plan. And DMP Group has a market cap of more than US 10 billion and annual sales of USD 12,800 million or 12.8 billion. So VeChain is a highly complex project, has had a working product since its official launch in 2015. The VeChain Tor blockchain is used in the most diverse areas of the economy and industry and fulfills various applications. So they're cooperating with a DMP Group, which is the Dye Nippon Printing Group, is one of the world's largest diversified printing companies and an official partner of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. I think they actually did like a kind of like a pilot thing with coffee cups, but now they're actually taking it further now. DMP has launched a new POC project for sustainable and circular economy under the leadership of VeChain Toolchain. So VeChain is actually leading this project to contribute to an environmental friendly society. Obviously, they mentioned how big DMP is. So they on October 2019 they unveiled the Time for Social Good. That was just kind of like a 1 week type of thing. Obviously that was successful, and now they have a new POC project. That one was with like a bunch of coffee cups, but now they're going further and further with the project. So VeChain obviously has like traceability platforms, and also with the sustainability project, it's not only with a DNP, but it's also with like the Carbon Project with the UN and many other sustainability things for tracking and reducing like waste, and also like tracking emissions in cars and stuff like that. So sustainability is actually the third one that VeChain is in. I think it's like it's definitely going to be competing with IOTA in sustainability, but I think in terms of like getting solutions out on the board, it's going to be ahead of IOTA, because like I said, IOTA actually seems to be moving very slowly, where VeChain's moving much, much faster and gaining partnerships and actually getting deployment. So those are the three big industries that Vechain is actually in, and they're doing quite well in logistics, sustainability, and like medical records tracking. And those, all three of those are going to be multi-billion-dollar industries. So that's why Vechain rolling forward is doing so good. And I think like some of this like DNP news and other news is actually affecting Vechain's price, and people are really looking bullish on it. And that's why it's hovering at just under a penny right now. And eventually, I think it will break a penny next time they have a big announcement, which I hope is actually coming soon. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.